Now then, people, hello there, I hope we're all well. Interesting video today, and it's something that I've been umming and ahhing on for a couple of days really, or certainly since Monday, because that is, as you can see from the title, that is the topic of today's video. What is wrong with Mondays in the NHS? Now, I want to preface all of this by saying none of these issues, and certainly nurses, pre-reg nurses, student nurses, none of these issues are their fault at all. They are some of the best and most hard-working, most undervalued, most underpaid and appreciated people in the world. Grace, my nurse today, is a fucking angel. 99% of nurses and pre-reg nurses are absolutely amazing. The whole pre-reg nurse thing is something I'm going to discuss in a later video about wider problems with the NHS, because my experiences in here have just given me a whole range of situations that I've seen that have worried me ever so slightly. So I'm going to do a big video about general problems within the NHS. I'm also going to do a story time about why I'm currently in my own room, which is fantastic. I've been moved to my own room, my own place, my own space, which is just wonderful. However, today's video, what is wrong with Mondays in the NHS? Now, hospitals are very much a working week affair, and that might not seem like news to people, but to a lot of patients it is. They're very much a working week affair. Weekends are very quiet, there's very little happening. Patients are often told, generally from practitioners, from doctors, from various clinic people who aren't nurses on the ground, that things will be happening on a weekend. Oftentimes, those messages can actually be relayed via nurses and via people on the ground. This is not the case. This is often a lie, in fact. I would go as far as say it's a blatant lie sometimes, that patients are told this with healthcare professionals fully in the knowledge that things aren't going to happen on the weekend, but their patients are told these things to ease their mind. On Sunday last week, I heard one of the senior nurses on the ward describe the day as boring, which kind of just blew my mind ever so slightly. I would have thought a boring day on a ward is positive because it means people are okay, but apparently not. But come Monday, everything's happening, everything in the world is occurring. There's new staff, there's fresh ideas, there's new plans and updates. It's all going on. And with that comes communication issues, where patients can often be the victim. Just a little personal anecdote about my situation, and again I'm going to do a story time on what occurred, but I had a little bit of a both physical and mental decline on Monday / Tuesday, which has now been rectified. But on Monday I was informed that at some point this week the medication I'm on would be stopped and there'd be a scan at some point next week. That's now occurring tomorrow or Friday actually, because I've reacted quite well to various things, which is positive. But that's again the story time video. So last week I was told that I need to get some hydrocortisone in, which is actually currently going in right now. Let's see if we can sort of see that up there. Look at that. So I was told that that was going to stop at some point this week, and there'd be a view to scan me to see what the inflammation levels were. Now, they were putting 2 medications through my cannula. The first one, the cannula actually leaked. So I informed the member of staff, oh, my cannula's leaked. Before we do the next medication, we need a new cannula. An hour had passed and no new cannula. I fell asleep. I woke up about an hour and a half later by the dietitian, had a word with her, and then I went to go see what the situation was with the new cannula, and I was told, oh, there was a meeting when you were asleep and you're no longer on that medication. And now that was very concerning to me, because that was not communicated with me why. It was a very, very sudden change, and I was literally, there's a train going past. I was due the medication. I was asleep. I was due the medication, and it did not occur. I woke up and now no medication happened. As it happened, that's because I'd reacted well to it. But unfortunately, once that medication had stopped, I'd slightly declined. That was very concerning to me, that was just done on a random Monday meeting with very little communication. And that impacted me quite significantly. Another problem with Mondays, it seems like from my perspective, is that there's often a large rush to just get people out the door. Now, I could not believe some of the states that I was seeing patients be sent home in. Patients who could just about walk up the corridor, and so that the box could be ticked on the form that they are mobile. If they're mobile, then I'm a marathon runner, because that is not mobile. Hobbling along with a Zimmer frame at the age of 47 is not mobile. But because it says in the box that it is, it's like, yep, mobile, see you after. And now I understand that beds need to be taken up by more people because there is such a shortage of them. But it just seems on Monday there's a large rush to get people out the door, even if they aren't socially in a situation where they can leave. There's a gentleman who was in my bay who, thank the Lord, is now sorted. He's just gone on a house viewing today because whilst he's been in hospital, his tenancy had ended and they were trying to get rid of him, but he had nowhere to go. It's insane. It's a very, very strange dynamic on a Monday, and there's a lot of thoughts, ideas, changes, perspectives, and as a patient, you really, really need to be on top of things, because truly there is only one person who is across every single aspect of your own health, and that is you as the patient. My main sort of gastroenterologist person, I've not seen him in a week and a half. The gastro person who's on the ward for my first week, I got passed over to someone else this week, which is all fine. I understand how the system works, but you really, really need to be on top of things, because with all these thoughts, ideas, changes can come significant impact on one's own health. And like I say, I'm going to do a bigger video on general problems with the systems inside the NHS and how that is fundamentally not manageable going forward, has fundamentally led to the decline of care for patients, but has also fundamentally led to a breakdown in well-being of on-the-ground staff. And I really need to take the time to think about how I approach and manage that video, because I have such little complaints about the on-the-ground staff beyond the instructions and the systems that are in place that they have to be governed by. So that'll be coming down the line, but this was just a quick video about specifically what is wrong with Mondays in the NHS and how you as a patient really need to be on the ball with your own health and make sure that you are double checking the reasons why things are happening, that you are making sure the decisions that are being made for the correct reasons, and that any staff who do have limited experience and training understand and are being guided by those who have that experience and training. Peace out, mother lovers. Things are still going in the right direction. I'm in my own room. I'll speak to you soon.